Right. Now this is the sixth session of the chapter 1. Here in the sixth session, we will study electric field at a point on the equatorial line of an electric dipole. For that, we know that what is meant by electric dipole. A electric dipole is nothing but a pair of unlike charges separated by a small distance. We will call this point as A. Here this is the point B, wherein we consider that here at the point B we have got plus Q charge. Plus Q charge is available at B and minus Q charge is available at A. Let O be the midpoint of this. We know that this total distance is nothing but equal to 2A. Therefore, this distance, since O is the midpoint, this distance corresponds to small a, and this is also equal to A. We will draw a perpendicular from this. So, this is the perpendicular available for the dipole AB, and let us consider this point to be equal to, we will call this point. This is the point of reference where we are interested in calculating electric field. This is the place where we want to calculate electric field. Let us write that P is the point where a unit positive charge is kept, and we will find out what is the electric field available at P due to the presence of plus Q, due to the presence of minus Q. We will join like this. If you say that this distance to be equal to R is the distance between midpoint of the dipole and P, and if you draw like this form nothing but equal to, since this is equal to A and this is equal to R, therefore we can write that PB square, if you calculate, PB square will be equal to PO square plus of PO square plus of BO square. Therefore, PB square is equal to, PO square is nothing but equal to R square plus A square. Therefore, PB is equal to R square plus A square to the power of half, and this in turn is nothing but equal to PA. Since this is the hypotenuse available, this is nothing but an equilateral triangle available, and this side R. So this distance is R, this distance is A. In both the cases, these distances are one and the same. Therefore, the value of the hypotenuse PA will be equal to R square plus A square to the power of half. PA is equal to PB. Now, we will calculate what is the electric field available at P due to the plus Q at B. Electric field at P due to plus Q charge at B. We have got plus Q charge at P. What is the electric field that is available at this point? Now, if you mark this as, we will call this as equal to E1. So this electric field, if you call this is equal to E1, E1 will be nothing but equal to 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught. The strength of the charge is equal to Q. The strength here is equal to 1. The distance of separation is PB square. So therefore, this is equal to 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught into Q. Now we have calculated PB square. PB square is equal to R square plus A square. Therefore, this is R square plus A square, and it will be acting along this direction. This is the direction in which it will be available, and we will write that this electric field will be acting along the direction B to P, or otherwise along BP. Similarly, we will calculate electric field at this point due to the charge minus Q at A. Electric field at P due to minus Q charge at A. If you calculate this is equal to E2. If you mark this is 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught into the strength of the charge is Q, and it is equal to 1. We have taken magnitude of the charge, and the distance of separation is equal to PA square. Now if you observe that here you have got a minus Q charge at A, you have got a unit positive charge 1. So therefore, the unit positive charge at P will be attracted by minus Q charge at A. Therefore, it acts along this direction. So this is nothing but equal to E1. This is equal to E2. Therefore, this will be equal to 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught into Q divided by, we have calculated value of PA. PA is nothing but equal to R square plus A square to the power of half. whole to the power of 2. Therefore, this is the value of force electric field available. This will be acting along the direction of, this will be along PL. Now, at the point P, E1 tries to pull this along its direction. At the same point P, the E2 will be, the electric field E2 will be dragging this along this direction. If you observe E1 and E2 are one and the same. The values of the electric field in both the cases, the magnitude of the electric field at this point E1 and E2 are one and the same. Now we will resolve this E1 and E2 into two components. Resolving them into two components, if you resolve them into two components, we will resolve this. To that, we will begin with, we will draw a line parallel to this x-axis and we will write the we will complete the rectangular parallelogram. If you draw the parallelogram, this is the direction in which it comes. Now this happens to be the y-axis. So this, and here you have got another force acting downwards. Now if you call this angle to be equal to theta, since this is an isosceles triangle, this angle will be also equal to this angle, or otherwise making use the property of corresponding angle. Since this is angle equal to theta, this must also be equal to theta. Now this E1 is resolved along this direction into E1 cos theta. E1 is rewritten into E1 cos theta along the plus x-axis, and along this direction it will be E1 sin theta along plus y-axis. Now here you have got E2. When this E2 is resolved, E2 will be equal to E2 cos theta, and along this direction, so if you write this, so this will be equal to E2 sin theta downwards. So if you write, this is E2 sin theta downwards. Now if you observe, E1 sin theta is acting at the point P, E2 sin theta is acting at the point P. Since E1 and E2 are magnitude are one and the same, at the point P, E1 sin theta and E2 sin theta get cancelled. We will be left with E1 cos theta and E2 cos theta along the same direction. If you call this as, if you say that this point to be equal to some point M, then the value of the resultant will be equal to sum of the forces E1 and E2. Now we will make use of this result and once again write. So therefore what we have got here is, the results we have got now here is E1 is equal to E2 is equal to 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught into Q divided by R square plus A square. That is the result we have got. Now what is the figure we have got? We will rewrite and step by step. What we have got here? We have got a dipole. The dipole plus Q and minus Q charges are available at B and A. We will write the explanation. Now we have a electric dipole or dipole. Let plus Q and minus Q be the charges at B and A respectively. So at B and A we have got plus Q and minus Q. P is a point on the equatorial line, at a distance R from O. So this is the explanation we have got. Now since we have told all those things, even now we will write that. Now since we have resolved them, E1 sin theta and E2 sin theta at P get cancelled. E1 sin theta and E2 sin theta at P. E1 sin theta is acting upwards, E2 sin theta is acting downwards. Since E1 and E2 are one and the same, so they get cancelled. So if you consider E1 cos theta and E2 cos theta, E1 cos theta and E2 cos theta are acting along the same direction. They are acting along the same direction, PM. Therefore total electric field we will calculate. Therefore total electric field at P electric field at P equal to, this is E1 cos theta plus of E2 cos theta. Total electric field is equal to E1 cos theta and E2 cos theta. Now if you represent total electric field to be equal to E, therefore E is equal to E1 cos theta plus of E2 cos theta. We can write that E is equal to 2 times E1 cos theta or E2 cos theta. Then from the diagram, if you calculate cos theta if you get cos theta is equal to, if I write cosine of for this, cos theta is equal to, this is the distance. Now this distance is equal to A, cos theta is equal to A, this distance, or otherwise cos theta is equal to BO by BP. Therefore this is equal to A by, this is equal to BP is calculated. So this is R square plus A square to the power of half, to the power of half. Substituting this in this equation, E is equal to 2 into, instead of E1, I can write this to be equal to 4 pi epsilon naught into Q divided by R square plus A square. So this corresponds to E1. We have got the cos theta value. Cos theta is equal to A divided by R square plus A square to the power of half. Now on simplification, this will be equal to, E is equal to Q into 2A divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R square plus A square to the power of 3 by 2. Rewriting this on simplification, this can be rewritten to be equal to E is equal to 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught into Q into 2A divided by R square plus A square to the power of 3 by 2. But we know that, but P is equal to, dipole moment is equal to Q into 2A. Therefore E is equal to 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught into Q into 2A can be replaced by vector P divided by R square plus A square to the power of 3 by 2, and it is Newton per Coulomb along, this is along PM or parallel to, so this is parallel to BA, but in the opposite direction. Now look, electric field will be here, it will be from minus Q to plus Q, but it is from P to M. So the directions here are quite opposite. It is only parallel to BA. So this is parallel to BA. So this is the equation for electric intensity or electric field at a point on the equatorial line of an electric dipole. Now rewriting this, if the distance, if the length R is very enormous or otherwise great, if R is very much greater than A, if this were to be the case, what happens to the equation? We will check it out. The equations reduces or comes to the form like this. We have got E is equal to 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught into P, vector P divided by R square plus A square to the power of 3 by 2. When R is very much greater than A, in such cases A can be left out. Therefore E is equal to 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught, this is divided by R square plus 0 to the power of 3 by 2. E is equal to 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught P divided by R to the power of 3. Vector P divided by R to the power of 3. In vector representation, if you write, this can be unit vector R. So this is the expression that we will be remembering. And one more fact, it should be remembered that in case of E axial, so E axial is 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught. This is equal to 2PR divided by R square minus A square, the whole square. Now E equatorial, if you write, this is 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught vector P divided by R square plus A square to the power of 3 by 2. Now if R is very much greater, this reduces to 2P by R cube. So in this case it will be P by R cube. Therefore E axial, when R is very much greater than A, if R is very much greater than A, in such cases E axial will be equal to 2 times E equatorial. So what the value of axial line you will get? So that value will be equal to 2 times equatorial, or E equatorial will be equal to half the axial line.